Hello and welcome back to Keeping It Sample. On today's episode we are going to talk about books. I have with me 3 books from my own personal collection that I would highly recommend for anyone out there who's looking for some new resources to add to their studying. So let's get right into it. The first book that I have to recommend is called The New Wine Rules by John Bonnet. I just received this book as a gift recently from one of my brothers. Really enjoyed reading it. Pretty quick read, it's short and easy to comprehend with some really great tools and tips for folks who are just getting started with their wine studying. So if you want to learn a bit more but you don't really know where to begin, for me, this is the perfect place to begin. Some really great tips on how to talk about wine, whether you are going into a wine shop to pick up a bottle or maybe you're at a bar or a restaurant. Some really great tools and tips on how to taste wine and think about how a wine tastes and feels on your palate. Even a really great resource on just how to open a bottle of wine. So if you're looking to just get started, to me, this is the place to do it. Really excellent book. Next, Great Wine Made Simple by Andrea Immer Robinson. This is a book that I first read back when I was just getting into wine and starting to gear up my own personal studying. I would recommend this book for folks who maybe have started to build that foundation of wine and really just want to solidify it for themselves. In each chapter, she focuses in on particular grape varieties and how they relate to other grape varieties out in the wine world. She even makes some really great recommendations at the end of most of the chapters with specific wines that you can go out and potentially buy from a shop at specific different price points to have an opportunity to taste the wine and relate that to what she's talking about in the book. So, if you have a pretty decent knowledge base and you're really looking to firm it up and solidify your foundation, to me this is the next book that you should read. Really great book. And lastly, my personal favorite from my collection, The World Atlas of Wine by Hugh Johnson and Jancis Robinson. This to me is a book for folks who have that really strong foundation in their wine studying and want to really start to geek out, take it a little bit deeper, and get a little bit more specific and granular with their wine studies. Heavily focused on geography, there are incredible maps in this book. They start on a pretty broad scale with, say, a full map of all the major wine regions in France. Then they start to zoom in on a particular wine region, like maybe Burgundy. And then within Burgundy, there's a map of the Côte de Nuit. And then within Côte de Nuit, you start to see individual vineyard sites mapped out, which is really cool. You also get a great opportunity to learn about various benchmark producers within different regions and where their production zones are, where vineyards they're sourcing from. This is just a really great book for folks who want to do a deeper dive, get a little bit headier with their studying. And if you like maps, which I do, some really great visual aids in this book. Couldn't recommend it highly enough. It's a heftier book in its content and also in its price, but if you're really looking for a deeper dive, this is the one for you. Alright, so I hope that you may find these books useful in your wine studies. If you've read them and have opinions on them, please feel free to leave a comment. If you have any questions about the books, leave a comment as well. Send me a message. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and please stay tuned for another video coming soon. Thanks so much.